This conference will now be recorded.
In today's session, we are going to discuss about a Lightning Web Components overview, and we will see what exactly a Lightning Web Component and how it is different from ARA component, and what is the benefit of using Lightning Web Components over ARA components, and how to build Lightning Web Components, and what are the various differences between ARA and LWC, and how they are different, what drawbacks that we have in ARA, and what benefits that we have in LWC. We'll see practically today. And then what are the various resources that we need as part of this Lightning Web Components? We'll see that. Now let's see. Whenever we are building these Lightning components, Salesforce has given two ways. Okay, while building the Lightning components, Salesforce has given two ways to build the Lightning components. First one, ARA components. These are also called as simply Lightning components in Salesforce. These are called as ARA components. They're also called as Lightning components. And the second one, we are having this Lightning Web Components. Lightning Web Components. Now, whenever if you want to build any Lightning component, these are the two frameworks that we have, ARA and Lightning Web Components. That is also called as LWC. So, ARA components has been introduced by Salesforce, okay, in the year 2014. 2014, because it's purely built upon 2014 web stack. It's purely built upon 2014 web stack. And LWC has been introduced by Salesforce in 2018 December. In December 2018, Salesforce people has introduced this Lightning Web Components. Now, so we have to understand why should we go for Lightning Web Components than ARA, and what exactly the Lightning Web Components, and then what are the various resources to be aware of to build these Lightning Web Components. Okay, we'll see. Now, let's see. First of all, we have to understand what exactly the Lightning Web Components, and then why should we go for this Lightning Web Components. We'll see, and then we'll see what are the various benefits that we have. Now, basically, Lightning Web Components are a new programming model in order to build the Lightning components. In order to build your own Lightning components, we are going to be using a new approach and a new methodology or a new programming model that is called as Lightning Web Components, where we are using so many inbuilt features which has been given by the 2019 web stack. We'll see what features are available in web stack. We'll see that how the web stack has been transformed from 2014 to 2019, what benefits are available. We'll see. So whenever if you want to build the Lightning Web Components, We are going to be using same two features here also. We are using HTML and the JavaScript. The two, it's a vanilla JavaScript that we are using. So why I'm using this word vanilla JavaScript in the sense, so it's not having any additional libraries. We no need to use any additional libraries like as jQuery and then React.js, AngularJS, Backbone.js. We no need to use all these libraries because all the functionalities are available inside a common model that is vanilla JavaScript, which is pure JavaScript. It's a plain JavaScript, which is a common model which can be supporting by all the browsers, which can be common in all the frameworks as well. We can reuse these components in any framework. Now, so now here in this case, when coming to that Lightning Web Components, Lightning Web Component is a new programming approach or a methodology which is used to build our Lightning components in Salesforce. So why we are using this Lightning Web Components and what are the benefits are available? Okay, now let's see. When coming to that Lightning Web Components, we are having few benefits than RR. Now let's see. So before going to that Lightning Web Components, so first of all, we have to understand, okay, what exactly a web component first. Okay, what exactly a web component? Basically, a web component is a set of different technologies which allows you to create a reusable custom elements which can be used in multiple applications wherever you want. Whatever the web applications or cloud applications that we are going to build, in those applications, so whatever the elements that you want, whatever the components that you want, we can build that component once and we can reuse in any framework also. For that purpose, we are using web components. For that purpose, we are using web components. So web component is a suite of or a set of different technologies which allows you to build your own custom reusable components. Custom reusable component, that means these are user interface elements which can be used to represent some data on the user interface. These are the user interface elements which we can reuse in multiple places of your applications on different frameworks also. Not only in Salesforce, we can develop a component by using Salesforce, and the same component you can use in AngularJS also, Knockout.js also, React.js also. In any other framework, we can use it. So that instead of having a separate proprietary component model, we are going to be using a common component model, a generic component model, which has been introduced by the web components. Now, let me give the definition. So web component is nothing but a collection of different technologies to be used to build the custom UI elements which can be reusable in different applications. What applications? Web applications, because these are the web elements which we are building, which we can reusable in multiple web applications also. So that no need to build this same component in every place. We can build only once and we can make it reusable in different places wherever you want. Now, so now here in this case here, because suppose for example, whenever we are building any component or any element by using JavaScript and some HTMLs as part of ARA, then what we have to do whenever if you want to use a particular element, for example, there is a text box or a button control which is having some internal JavaScripts are available here, which is used to do some actions. If you want to use that front end part, from any different framework or any different places, then we have to make some certain changes. We have to make some certain changes regarding that JavaScript and the custom, okay, other stylings, whatever we have. But now here we no need to do that. Okay, we no need to copy all those stylings and everything. Okay, directly we can able to use that elements in any other places wherever you want without doing in much modifications. Now, so that here in most of the cases, in most of the places, we are going to be using the help of okay, web components so that we can build our own common components okay, which can be reusable in multiple places so that we can make that applications interoperable. That means we can use one framework components in another framework also. Instead of building, instead of rewriting everything again and again and again, we can able to make it interoperable. That facility is available. So whenever we are going to building this web components, we are going to be using these three parts basically. Okay, we are going to building, we are using three parts basically. The first one we are using HTML templates. Second one, custom elements. Third one, shadow DOM. Shadow DOM. Now, so whenever if you want to build any web component, we have to use these elements here. These are the three parts which we would like to use. HTML templates and the custom elements and the shadow DOM. Basically, HTML templates are used to design your own markup templates. Okay, markup code. In order to build your own markup code, we are using HTML templates. Like for example, if you want to write any HTML code, then we are using okay, HTML and then we are going to be using by HTML. HTML. Suppose if you want to use any Visual Force tag, we are using like as Apex page and then we are writing by Apex page. If you want to use any lightning component, then we have to use like a lightning component or ARA component. ARA component. And then we are using by ARA component. ARA component. But in this case, what happened here? Now this ARA component, this tag will be supporting only in ARA model. In ARA framework only it will support here. But if you want to use this ARA component in some any other places, like as in React.js, in Angular.js, in jQuery, it would support here. Because it will be supporting only in ARA framework. So in this case, instead of having any specific, observe this one, this HTML, it's a common. See, when you observe this one HTML, there is no okay, there is no prefix directly HTML. So that HTML we can use in any programming. It's a common model. We can use in Java also, .NET also, PHP also, wherever you want you can use. But if it is Apex page, that means it's only Visual Force, only in Salesforce we can use. ARA, it will be supporting only okay, ARA framework. So in this case, when coming to these people, they want to avoid this kind of proprietary models. They want to build a common model so which can be utilized in multiple frameworks, in multiple applications, wherever you want. For that one here, as part of okay, web components, they have introduced a feature called as a template, simply template, by template, simple. So whatever the tag that we have in ARA component, that like as ARA component, that has been replaced with simply template. Now, suppose if you want to access any variable here, any attribute, we are going to be using like as exclamation v dot, we are specifying the attribute name. Attribute name. But to replace this one, that means a v dot, that means a variable or value. That way the attribute value we are going to be representing on our ARA component. So now here we are using exclamation symbol, V means a variable, C means controller, like that we are using some notation. But here as part of Lightning web components, that means in the web component they are avoiding this kind of okay proprietary models. Here we have to use a tag called as slot. Slot. Slot tag. By using this slot tag, we can access any variables here. Now, this common component, this common model we can use in any framework also. That facility is available here. So in this case, what happened? Instead of this ARA component, we are using template. Instead of v dot attribute name, okay, we are no need to use any exclamation symbols. No need to use any exclamation symbols over here. And then, so no need to use any v dot attribute name directly. We can specify slot, and then we can able to specify the attribute name over here. That's it. No need to specify exclamation v dot nothing. So that it is defining a common model which can be make it reusable in multiple places in the application, in multiple frameworks also. For that one here, they have introduced web components. So web components is nothing but a collection of different technologies which are used to build our own custom UI elements which can be reusable. Now, so that here as part of this web components, we are using the help of HTML templates. HTML templates. So this HTML templates will enables you to utilize your own markup tags. You can able to prepare your own markup templates over here. Now, so whatever the component, that means whatever the code that are written inside this, okay, we can make it reusable in different places of your applications wherever you want. That facility is available. Now, second one. Second one, custom elements. Custom elements means what? These are, that means suppose for example, we have placed some components inside the template tag. Like as for example, I have placed some text box over here. Generally, for normal ARA components, we are using lightning colon input. But here we have to use lightning hyphen input. That's it. Tags, almost most of the functionalities will be same. Whatever the features are there in lightning ARA components, the similar kind of functionalities are available in lightning web components also, along with some web standards. It's purely built upon the latest web stack, so that coding part will be very minimized. Now, so most of the code will be running on the native browser engine itself. It is not going to be interacting with the databases much times, so that we can improve the application performance as well. Now, so that here, as part of this custom elements, what exactly the custom elements will indicate here? Custom elements are nothing but a set of JavaScript code. It's a set of JavaScript APIs which allows you to define the custom component behavior. That means how it behaves. Upon click on that, upon entering some value in the text box, whenever the control is losing the focus, whenever the control is getting the focus, then what should be happen? That behavior we can define. That means upon click on that button controls what it has to do. So we have to implement by using custom elements. That means custom JavaScript code which we have to write in order to design the behavior of that component. So upon click on the button control, okay, what action it has to do, what operations it has to do, that custom code we have to implement by using custom elements. Now, third one, shadow DOM. Shadow DOM. Basically, shadow DOM is a set of JavaScript APIs, okay, JavaScript APIs, so which is used to make your component to be get run independently. That means in an isolated area, so that to protect the security, to provide the security for each and every data, for each and every element. So we are going to be using the help of this shadow DOM, which is also part of your 2019 web stack. These are some built-in features are available here. These are some built-in features are available as part of your web stack. So when coming to the web component, each web component contains these three parts will be available. It will be having some HTML elements. It will be having some custom elements. That means HTML and the JavaScript, and along with some shadow DOM, which is part of this native web browser engine. So which we no need to implement, that will be available inbuilt as part of this 2019 web stack. Now, So in this case, as part of Salesforce, okay, as part of this is Salesforce, they are purely implementing this Lightning Web Components in order to implement the better performance. In order to provide the better performance, they have introduced, okay, the Lightning Web Components in December 2018. Now, let's see in this case what exactly is Lightning Web Components, and then what are the various features that we are going to use. Now let's see. Let's go with that Lightning Web Components. Now, basically, Lightning Web Components is a new programming model in order to develop your own Lightning components, which has been introduced by Salesforce in 2018, okay, to improve the application performance, to easy to use, and to interact with some other third-party frameworks also, and to get the workflows very easily. Now, so that Lightning Web Components is a new programming model. It's a new approach to design your own Lightning components instead of using a proprietary model that is ARA. So in this case here, as part of this Lightning Web Components, it's purely built upon by using HTML and modern JavaScript. That will be purely built by using HTML, okay, purely by using this HTML and then modern JavaScript. Modern JavaScript in the sense not that, okay, old model of HTML, not old model of this JavaScript, that will be the latest model, which has been introduced as part of this, okay, 2019 web stack, as part of which has been given by the W3 standards. So when coming to that modern JavaScript means we are having ECMAScript 6 and ECMAScript 7, 8, and 9. That means these are the ECMAScript is an organization which is introducing so many web standards as part of W3C. When in W3C in the sense it's a world web, okay, wide consortium, which is an organization which defines the various web standards which everybody has to follow upon building their application. Upon building their application, what are the various standards they have to follow that will be introduced by the W3C. So as part of this W3C, they're providing so many, okay, modern JavaScript standards as part of this ECMAScript. So in this case, as part of this Lightning web components are going to be having some more benefits when compared with that ARA. So because Lightning Web Components are purely using more web standards, it is using more web standards instead of using our own custom code much. In this case, as part of this Lightning Web Components, it's purely using more web standards. Instead of building our own custom, it is using that more web standards given by the 2019 web stack when compared with ARA. ARA is using that old web stack that is 2014. It is using 2014 web stack where most of the functionalities which we need to implement. But in 2019 web stack, most of the features are inbuilt available so that we don't need to write much code so that we can reduce that code so we can improve the application performance. So as part of this LWC, it is purely implemented by using this HTML5 and it is using ECMAScript 6 and more. Internally, it is using Shadow DOM to make our components isolated to provide more security. And then it is using HTML imports. That means what? Whatever the modules are available, JavaScript modules which you have implemented, those modules we can able to use inside our Lightning Web Components also. Without rewriting that same code, the same modules, we can able to import and export also into the other frameworks. That facility is available now. So now that's what here they are using this Lightning Web Components, okay, which provides a better performance than ARA components, because ARA components are heavyweight components. Those are heavyweight components, okay, which will be having some more frameworks, lesser standards. But when coming to the LWC, it's completely reverse. It will be having some more standards, less framework. That means we no need to write much functionalities in our framework, and then most of the features are inbuilt available as part of web standards, so that the performance will be getting improved. Now, let's see what are the various benefits are available, okay, with this Lightning Web Components. Now, let's see. As part of this LWC is providing the various benefits when compared with the Lightning ARA components. The first one, it is providing very better performance than ARA. It is providing the more better performance than ARA, because the coding will be very less when compared with ARA components, and then because it is using more standards, less framework. Now, so here it is using that modern web standards. I will show you what exactly the modern web standards in 2019 web stack will see. And then which will be very easy to learn, because suppose if it is a ARA framework, then we have to learn ARA framework mandatorily, and then we have to learn HTML, we have to learn JavaScript mandatorily. But when coming to the LWC, just it requires HTML, and then we can use JavaScript. HTML and a JavaScript. These two are sufficient. We no need to have much information about that Lightning components, because it's a common model. It's a common model which has been incorporated by Salesforce. So that finding the workflows will be very easy. Finding the workflows means what here? Resources. Finding the developers will be very easy. Suppose generally, if you want to recruit any people for ARA application development, then we have to recruit the people and we have to train them on ARA components. Because as part of ARA, we are having so many components are available. Okay, ARA components are there, Lightning components are available, UI components are available. Everything we have to make them on training. We have to train them on all these components mandatorily. But when coming to that LWC, even though he may be any front-end developer from jQuery developer or Angular developer or React developer, directly they can jump into LWC, because it's a common model. It's a common model, okay, which we have. We don't have any specific to, okay, Salesforce. It's a common model. It's a common component framework which is using by Salesforce. So any developer, any front-end developer, he may be from JavaScript developer, any JavaScript developer, or any Angular developer, any React developer, directly jump into LWC. That is one of the major benefits. So that's what here we can finding the front-end developer, finding the resources are very, very easy. Now, decrease the proprietary and increase the standards. That means what? We no need to write, okay, much code. Okay, most of the features are available as part of standard web stack. Now, enhance the security and browser compatibility, because Lightning Web Components are providing more security for you with the help of a feature called as the Lightning Locker service. With the help of this Lightning Locker service, Salesforce is having its own built-in security model. It is having its own built-in security model. With the help of this security model, it is providing more security for your components, and it is providing browser compatibility also. Because we are not using any proprietary, we are using common model. So these common models, these common templates will be supporting by all the native browsers. Any browser it may be, all the browsers will be getting supported. That's what here we are using this, okay, LWC, which will be having enhanced security than ARA. It is providing more security than ARA components as well. Now, and then, so when coming to the selecting web components, these are compatible with ARA. That means within a single application, within a single page, we can use ARA components and Lightning Web Components both. Both can talk to each other. Okay, both can talk to each other. Both can talk to each other. That facility is available. That means both ARA and the LWC components can coexist in a single page itself. So within ARA, we can use LWC, but in that LWC, we can't use ARA. But both the two components can talk to each other. One component is LWC based, one component is ARA component. So both we can able to mix together. We can able to use multiple components, and then both the components can talk to each other also. That facility is available. And that too, it is very easy to use as part of application development. It is very easy to use as part of application development. Now, so in this case here, as part of this Lightning Web Components, Lightning Web Components are having very good features when compared with ARA. That's what here Salesforce is keep on promoting Lightning Web Component, because this is the future for Salesforce. This is the future for Salesforce. So whatever the projects that were already built upon ARA, those will continue as it is. Okay, those will continue as it is. But the new features and the new projects, everything will be purely building on LWC. So that each and every organization is going to be training their employees on LWC, not on ARA. Because even though if you're having some ARA projects right now, in future we have to migrate to LWC only. Like classic to Lightning, we are migrated, right? Like the similar way, we have to migrate from ARA to LWC. Because future will be purely LWC components. That's what here most of the organizations are expecting Apex with LWC features. The resources should be having the knowledge of Apex and LWC. No Visual Force, no ARA. Now, because most of the features, whatever we have in ARA component, the same features are available in Lightning Web Components also. Like as Lightning Data Services, security features are available here, and the ready-made events are available over here. Like that, some additional features are available as part of LWC. Now, let's see in this case. Now, so now in this case, you can raise a question, sir, why Salesforce has introduced this LWC? What are the drawbacks in ARA? So if you want to understand, why they have introduced this LWC and what is the difference between this ARA and LWC, then first of all, we have to understand the 2014 web stack model, which has been given by the W3C. Now, let's see. So this is the 2014 web stack. As part of this 2014 web stack, which has been given by the W3C, here we are having less components, more framework. Okay, less components, more framework. That means we have to do some more rewriting. We have to implement more features. We have to implement more features here. Now, in this case here, let's see that already we have discussed. Okay, that already we have discussed over here. Now, when you go to this Lightning component bundle, let me show you. When you go to this Lightning component bundle, See, when you go to this lightning component bundle here, it may be lightning application or lightning component. We have discussed about that lightning application bundle, lightning component bundle over there. Now, how many files are available? These many number of files. Component, controller, helper, style, documentation, rendering, SVG, design, everything. That means what? 8 files are available here. Okay, 8 files are available. That means we are using all these things. We have to design your own component also by placing that okay markup code. That means various selecting tags, and we have to build your own controller classes, which is a client side, and we have to prepare our own client side helper classes. We have to design your own style. We have to prepare the documentation. We have to prepare your own rendering engines also, how that components has to be get rendered. We have to prepare your own rendering engine, and then we have to prepare your own okay images also, which you would like to use, and then designs also we have to prepare all these things. That means here okay more we are having this more proprietary here. That means we have to implement more framework and less standards. Now, in this case, let's see here. As part of this 2014 web stack, when coming to the 2014 web stack, the problem is we have to develop our own rendering engine. We have to develop our own rendering engine. That's what they have given that file, okay, renderer. In that renderer file, we have to indicate which component has to be get visible, which component has to be get displayed when, that we have to implement our own rendering engine. That is the first problem. So now, when coming to this 2014 web stack, it doesn't support custom elements. Whatever the lightning elements are available, or it may be lightning elements or force element, UI elements are available, we can use, but we can't define our own custom elements. We can't define our own custom elements over here. Like for example, let me explain. For example, when you go to that lightning, so now lightning elements. Our documentation. See, here we are having this components are available here. So now we have okay, lightning components are available, ARA components, force chatter components, force community, lightning community, UI components, wave components, so many components are available here. But when you go to that lightning web component, simply okay, lightning, that's it. All the components they have placed inside a single okay component itself here. No multiple components over here. Lightning and then ARA, force, like that. It is having that. If it is a lightning component, we'll be starting with a lightning colon accordion control here. Lightning colon accordion control, lightning colon button. And then we are having some ARA components here. Like as ARA component. When you select this one, it is starting with ARA colon component. Like that here. ARA expression, ARA if. So these are related to that. And then one more, force components here, like as force record edit. Whenever if you want to make that record in editable format, we are using force record edit. So multiple components are available here. But now that means we are using more framework. But when coming to the lightning web components, here we are having only two. So now here we are having only base chat components here, chatter component, that's it. The remaining all are simply lightning. When you see this lightning component, for example, lightning card, it is indicating lightning hyphen card, that's it. So now lightning hyphen card. There we are using lightning colon card, but here we are using lightning hyphen card. Lightning button. There we are using lightning colon button. Here we are using lightning hyphen button. There we are using okay ARA component. Here we are using template. It's a common model. It's a common model here. So whenever if you want to represent that, we can specify those values as well. Now, so in this case, it's a common model that we have. So that Sona does not support the custom elements like that. Here it is giving so many elements over here. So it is providing so many elements as part of this 2014 web stack. So now it won't support our own custom. Like for example, I want to prepare here. I'm having lightning colon avatar. Like a lightning colon avatar. Like that, I want to develop lightning colon some avatar one. I want to build my own. I want to build lightning colon avatar one. I want to build, but it won't support. That is a problem. That means custom elements, okay, so will not be supporting over here. Does not support custom elements. Only those elements we have to use. Now, in the two, whenever if you want to implement your own events. So basically, when coming to the events, we have two types. First one, browser events. Second one, system events. Browser events in the sense like on change, on click, on double click, on blur. These are nothing but browser related events. And through system also, we can build our own events also to perform some operations, to invoke some actions. So in this case here, we don't have much browser, we don't have much events here. It will be supporting only browser events. Okay, only browser events. So no, okay, other standard events. Common events are not available over here. Element related events are not available. So in this case, if you want to build your own event, then we have to build. So we have to create our own custom events. And that too, we have to find that workflows very hardly. That means it will take more time to find out that people who are having experience on okay ARA. Because the people who are having some experience on ARA, finding those people will be very, very difficult. Because the normal front-end developer, the people who are having experience on JavaScript, Angular, and then jQuery, those people can't understand this ARA framework. We have to recruit them, we have to train them on ARA framework separately because these stacks are different, components are different, framework is different. So at that time, we have to train them separately. That is a problem. So in this case, the two with the application which we have built by using one framework that we can't interoperable with this ARA framework. For example, we have developed a component by using Angular JS. That component we can't access in ARA component. We can't interoperate. We can't use that because the frameworks are different. Those are the problems that we have. Because we have to implement more data services, we have to implement our own. UI components we have to implement. Component models and the templates we have to implement. And then rendering optimization, we have to implement our own rendering mechanism over here. We can use our own, we have to implement our own custom modules. And then language extensions. That means if you want to use any other language scripting code here, inside your Lightning component, if inside your ARA component, if you want to use any Angular JS code, if you want to use any extension JS code, at that time we have to install those extensions. Then only we can use that. Then only we can able to incorporate. But if I'm going to be installing so many other language extensions, then it will be making my component a more heavyweight, which will take more time to load, which will be impacting on the performance. That's what here, when coming to the 2014 web stack, we are having so many drawbacks are available. These are the various problems that we have. Because we have to implement our own rendering engine. So it doesn't support our own custom elements. Everything we have to use the built-in elements only, and then we have to create our own custom events. And then finding the right people will be very, very difficult, okay, who is having some experience on ARA component framework. And that too, we can't make the other applications interoperable with ARA components because ARA is purely built upon 2014 web stack. These are few problems are available in 2014 web stack. That's what here in 2019 we have a new web stack with more standards with a lesser framework. That means we no need to implement much by our own. Most of the features are inbuilt available as part of the web stack itself. Now, so now in 2019 web stack here, we are having more components, less framework. So here we are having some web components are available inbuilt. Ready-made templates are available. Custom elements also available here. Shadow DOM feature is available. ECMAScript 7 is introduced in 2017, and then custom modules are also available. Ready-made events are available. Rendering mechanism is ready-madely available. Everything is available by default. And additionally, what we want, we can able to implement our own standardized services, security services, data services. That means Lightning data services, UI components we can build. So in this case, it's a common component model. That means it's not proprietary, it's a common component model for any programming, for any application, for any framework as well. And then it's a common component model because when coming to the 2014, so we are missing so many base functionalities. Okay, we are missing so many base functionalities here. So many standards are missing over there. So many standards are missing over there. Now, because here we have to implement most of the functionalities by our own, okay, as part of the 2014 web stack. Now, but as part of this 2019, we are having that more standards are available and less proprietary. That means we no need to implement much code by our own. Most of the features are available from 2019 web stack itself. It is providing so many functionalities by inbuilt. And it's a common programming model. It's a common programming model, so where everybody can able to adapt. Like the JavaScript people, who are working on purely JavaScript, like as a front-end developers, HTML, JavaScript. Those people, PHP people, who is having the experience on PHP, who is having the experience on JavaScript libraries, like as AngularJS people, React.js people, Knockout.js people, Backbone.js people, those directly, all those people can jump into Salesforce directly to implement LWC. This is one of the major benefit here, so that those web developers directly can jump into Salesforce. Now, it's a common programming model here. Now, so in this case here, whenever if you want to develop any enterprise applications, we can build those enterprise applications very easily without writing much code. And that too, it is very easy to find the workflows. That means here we can recruit any web developer also. That means front-end developers, who is having some experience on other JavaScript libraries, directly they can learn LWC. Because here also the same functionalities are available. Same HTML, same JavaScript functionalities, nothing. Apex coding is very, very less. And now, so now in this case, different frameworks are interoperable. That means what here? Multiple applications which are built on some different frameworks, those can be interoperable. That means one component is from AngularJS, one component is from LWC, one component from React.js. All these things can communicate with each other. We can use LWC components in AngularJS, AngularJS components into React, React.js component into LWC. We can use it. So that interoperability will be available as part of this 2019 web stack. And then we can create our own custom elements also. Whatever the ready-made tags are the elements given by the LWC or the 2019 web stack, if those are not sufficient, and we can able to build our own custom elements also over here. That facility is available. And that too, we can able to import and export the modules as well. Whatever the additional modules, HTML, JavaScript modules that you want, we can able to import and export also with the help of this 2019 web stack. These are few major benefits are available as part of this 2019 web stack. So now it is having that less proprietary. Less proprietary, and then more standards are available in this case. Now, so in this case, let's see. When you compare this at 2014 and the 2019 web stack. Here in this case, what happened? Here we are having that more proprietary, less frameworks in 2014. But in 2019, with a less proprietary, more standards are available here. And that too, here we are having that. So ECMAScript 7 also, because which is providing more flexibilities, more standards also, which will be purely supported by the W3 standards, because we are getting some custom events. Ready-made events are also available. Ready-made modules are also available. Rendering engines are inbuilt available. Shadow DOM is inbuilt available. Custom elements are available. Templates are available. Everything is available inbuilt. But only the thing is, we have to design our own UI component, and then we have to implement our own data services. That means just we can fetch the data from the Salesforce database, and then we can interact with this. Now, let's see in this case here. Now, in this case, when you observe this Lightning Web Component stack, as part of this Lightning Web Component stack, let's see what are the various of features are available. Now, as part of this LWC stack, so we are having so many features are inbuilt available here. So now web components are available, templates are available, custom elements are also for facilities available, shadow DOM, custom modules, standard events, everything is inbuilt available. We no need to build our own events mandatorily, so those events are ready-made available. But that's what here when you go to the ARA components, we have events concept. Here we don't have any events because these are inbuilt available here. Inbuilt available. Now, the only thing is we have to use that security. For the security purpose, Salesforce is using Salesforce locker service, which is providing more security for your component and the data. And the Lightning data service feature. Lightning data service is available in ARA also, in Salesforce Lightning Web Component also, which is used to interact with your Salesforce database, and we can fetch the metadata of your objects, and then we can fetch the records from Salesforce objects also without writing much Apex code, without writing any Apex programming code. Generally, to fetch some records, we are using SQL queries and all these things by writing inside that Apex programming. But now, with the help of this Lightning data service, we no need to use any Apex classes. We no need to use any SQL queries, no need to use any DML statements to interact with the Salesforce objects, to create, to modify, to delete, to fetch the records. Everything we can do just with the help of JavaScript by using this Lightning data service. Lightning data service is going to be reducing the server calls. We no need to interact with the Apex programming to fetch the records, to insert, to update, to delete. We no need to perform all these operations by using Apex. Everything we can do from front end itself just with the help of JavaScript. We no need to write any server classes, no need to write any Apex controller methods. Directly we can able to interact with the help of JavaScript code itself. That is the specialty of Lightning data service. And then whenever we are building your own Lightning web components, we are having so many base components are available. That means ready-made components are available. We no need to build everything by your own. We have so many ready-made Lightning web components are available inbuilt. So we can use them in order to implement your functionalities. No need to build everything. We are having a Lightning component library. With the help of this Lightning component library, we can able to build our own components also by using that existing ones. That's what I told you. We can make it reusable. See, these are the various Lightning components are available. When you go to this, these are all the Lightning components are available. Base library. Okay, these are the base library here. These are the Lightning components. Base library. Everything is available inbuilt here. Now, with the help of this, we can able to build your own components very easily. Like all the buttons are available. Button is available. Lightning hyphen button. No lightning colon. Here just we are using lightning hyphen. That's it. Property is almost the same. No change here. If you want to use a button group, lightning hyphen button hyphen group. That's it. See, previously we are using lightning colon button group, but here we are using lightning hyphen button hyphen group. Most of the components are same. Most of the components and their properties are same, but these are lightweight. This is a common model here. This is a common model. We don't have any colon, because there is no specific modules. Now, And then we have button icon, button stateful, button menu, button icon stateful. All the components are available. Card control and data table, everything is available inbuilt. You know how to use Lightning data table. Already we know everything is available inbuilt. Now, but just a syntactical change, like as a common model. Instead of a proprietary, they're making it as a common model. Now, so in this case here, we are having this Lightning based components. That means inbuilt components are available. As of now, we have discussed Lightning. So many ready-made components are available, which we can use to build our own Lightning web component as well. So no need to build everything by our own. We can able to use that, reuse that existing functionalities. Now, when you observe this one, both ARA and the LWC. So when you observe this side by side difference, then in this case, we can understand this. So now as part of this ARA, it is using this ECMAScript 5 or less. That means ECMAScript 4, 3, 2, 5, it is using that. That means where we are having more proprietary, less frameworks. But when you go to that, okay, LWC, it is providing okay more standards and then less proprietary. That means less framework. We no need to implement much code. Most of the features are inbuilt available, and your code is running under the native browser engine, so that the security will be taken care by Salesforce itself internally by default. Salesforce is having the built-in security model for the LWC components. Now, so in this case here, and when you go to this security features, these are common. Okay, built-in security features are available in ARA also, in LWC also. Lightning data services, common. Base Lightning components are available as part of LWC. But in ARA, we are having multiple base web components are available. Like we are having ARA components, UI components, Force community, Force charter, multiple. But we don't need to use those. No proprietary, only the common components are available, which can be used in any place wherever you want. And as part of this LWC, we are having that inbuilt events are available, standard elements are available, and then standard rendering mechanism is also available, okay, as part of this LWC. That facility is available as part of LWC over ARA. That's what here, when coming to that ARA and LWC, these two will be get coexistence. That means what? We can able to build one component with ARA, one component with LWC, and then both can communicate with each other. Both the components can talk to each other. Both the components we can use in a single page itself. Within a single page, we can use Lightning web component and the ARA component also both. Both can communicate with each other. Inside this ARA, we can access Lightning web component. But inside the Lightning web component, we can't use ARA here. So that is only the difference that we have. And that it is having that more benefits are available that already we have discussed. So now whenever we are using this Lightning web components. So ARA can use LWC, but LWC cannot use ARA internally. Like for example, I have an ARA component. For example, I have an ARA component which has been built by using ARA. Inside this ARA component, I can use LWC component. There is here, I'm using one sub component here, which has been built by using LWC. That is possible. For example, I'm having a LWC component. LWC. Inside that, I want to use one small component of ARA. Okay, ARA. But it won't support. This will not be supported here. But inside this ARA component, we can use LWC, and but in LWC, we can't use ARA. And here you can raise a question, sir, what about these ARA projects here? They are going to be replacing with LWC in future. Slowly, the people are going to migrating. ARA is not going to be stopping by Salesforce. That will be continued as it is. The people who already built that ARA applications, okay, they can continue as it is with ARA framework also, and then the new features they can build by using Lightning Web Component, because which is making that application performance increased. So for the performance improvement, okay, we are going to be using this Lightning Web Components because it is purely running under the native web browser engine, so that it will take more standards, less framework. So the coding will be very less. And that too, we can able to incorporate other frameworks code also inside your Lightning Web Component. Now, they can continue to use that ARA component applications as it is, and then slowly they can able to migrate to Lightning Web Components whenever they want. But Salesforce is more concentrating on LWC. Instead of ARA, they're mainly concentrating on LWC. In each release, Salesforce is giving some new features related to LWC. And both can communicate with each other in a single page layout itself. Within a single page, we can able to place both ARA and LWC also can coexist. Both can communicate with each other. Like for example, I have a page. In this page, I have two components are available. This is one component. This is another component. This component will be LWC component. This component will be ARA component. Both can able to coexist. And both can communicate with each other. LWC can call ARA and the ARA can call LWC. But inside this one component, nesting components here, inside that ARA, we can place LWC. This is nesting is possible. But here, inside that LWC component, we can't use ARA component here. This nesting is not possible. Side by side, we can place that both also, both can be communicate with each other. That facility is available as part of this Lightning Web Components. Now, as part of this Lightning Web Components also, mainly we are going to be concentrating on the various custom elements and the JavaScript functionalities. And then we are going to be discussing about the various built-in components also, how to use the built-in components, how to build our own Lightning Web component, what is the component bundle, what are the various files are available upon building our own Lightning Web component. We'll see. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll see that Lightning Web Component bundle features. And then in order to build that Lightning Web Component, what is the environment, what is the setup that we have to do, we'll see. Whenever if you want to write any code by using Lightning Web Components, then we have to use an editor called as VS Code, Visual Studio Code Editor. Visual Studio Code Editor. Because in our normal developer console, we can't implement LWC. We can develop our Visual Force pages, Apex classes, and we can design our own styles also. We can build Lightning ARA components also we can do by using developer console. But in order to build your Lightning Web components, we require VS Code Editor. Through that VS Code Editor, we can build our own Lightning Web components. Then how to install that VS Code Editor, how to connect your VS Code Editor, or how to otherize your VS Code Editor with Salesforce application with your Salesforce account, we'll see in tomorrow's session. In tomorrow's session, we'll see how to connect your Salesforce organization with your VS Code Editor and how to build the Lightning Web components, and then what are the various base components are available, how to use them, everything we'll see one by one from tomorrow onwards. Okay, so now this is the high level information about the ARA and the LWC and the basic differences between these two, and why should we go for LWC components. Okay.
Yes. Hello, sir.
Thank you.